Can you imagine visiting a dentist under a tree or being baptized in a hospital? Through the years, the Adventist Hospital in Seoul, South Korea has done everything possible to reach the Korean people. Occasionally, this meant pulling teeth outdoors. Then, about 50 years ago, the 13th Sabbath offering overflow helped expand the hospital so that it could care for more people. This special offering promotes specific projects around the world that grow the church in tangible ways. These projects change lives, sometimes by supporting institutions that provide educational opportunities, medical services, evangelistic training, and more. One such institution was the Seoul Sanitarium and Hospital, which opened in the 1930s under the leadership of Dr. George Ryu. By 1967, South Korea had endured both World War II and the Korean War. And yet the Adventist Hospital still stood. The former division president wrote,
"The present buildings have withstood the ravages of time and 2 wars. An entirely new plant is needed, and the amount to be realized from the overflow will be but a part of the full amount required."
Land was sold to raise additional money, and donations poured in from church members and workers. The next year, plans were underway for the new hospital. The long-awaited day finally came. At the official groundbreaking ceremony in 1969, the details of the new hospital were shared.
Utilizing the most up-to-date hospital design, this 160-bed general hospital will be the most modern and efficient in Korea, yet will be neither the largest nor most expensive.
The hospital officially changed its name from Seoul Sanitarium and Hospital to Seoul Adventist Hospital, so that the name would point to the Advent message. Ministering to patients, the hospital staff aimed to share the gospel. One patient was so impressed by what she learned that she pleaded to be baptized before she died. To make do, the hospital's physical therapy tanks served as the baptistry. Ministry remained the focus, and the hospital bolstered evangelism and educational initiatives in the country. Medical clinics were offered in small villages where young people wanted to attend church, and the clinics helped win over their parents as well. More than 100 people were baptized as a result. One conference president described a 10-hour dental and medical clinic he observed.
Dr. Robert Allen saw 150 patients, resulting in 130 extractions plus fillings, scalings, and numerous consultations. Dr. Vernon Butler and Dr. Chun encountered everything from leprosy to tuberculosis as they treated 473 patients during the hours of the clinic. For 75% of the people, this was their first contact with the Seventh-day Adventist Church.
The construction continued, and an important building contract was signed. In addition to the 13th Sabbath offering, the necessary resources came from more land sales, operating funds, and fundraising efforts. The hospital expansion opened in July 1976. The day was a joyous one. This tremendous project was finally completed after 8 years. S.D. Kim described the highlights of the 160-bed facility.
The new hospital has central air conditioning and heating, piped-in oxygen and vacuum to every patient room, a speaker system throughout the building, and many other features make it one of the finest medical centers in Seoul.
The Seoul Adventist Hospital has expanded and grown even more since then, adding services and increasing its patient capacity. It continues to be a beacon of health and healing in South Korea and cares for thousands of patients each year. The 13th Sabbath offering contributed to this first major building project, which captured the attention and hearts of Adventists around the world. Thank you for supporting 13th Sabbath offering projects, both in the past and today. You've made a difference in the lives of many of God's children. Attending summer camp at Camp Polaris is a tradition for many families in Southwest Alaska. For generations, children have eagerly boarded planes and boats to spend a week in this remote, pristine setting. Many of these campers come from less than ideal homes, where poverty, alcoholism, and abuse are common. Some work hard and carry heavy responsibilities.
So it's a really big deal that they get to come to camp, and the fact that They get to be away from their families, away from the pressures of home, away from the village is awesome.
Camp Polaris is an oasis year after year where the kids can escape the challenges they face at home.
The fact that these kids could get away from it and to actually be kids is huge. They struggle every day.
All year long, the children look forward to camp where they can grow closer to Jesus, play with friends, and enjoy activities from crafts to water sports.
Everyone here has one focus in mind, and that focus is that these kids learn about God and how He is their best friend and how He created them and loves them very much and wants them to go home with Him.
Through the years, the staff at Camp Polaris has done an incredible job of reaching out to the community with the few resources they've had, but they have faced some real challenges. Many of the buildings were in desperate need of repair, having been built more than 60 years ago. Restroom and bathing facilities included 2 outhouses, a run-down sauna, and the icy waters of Lake Aleknagik. But all of this has changed, thanks to your contributions to the 13th Sabbath offering in 2015, which provided supplies to build 2 bathhouses with showers and toilets.
The new bathhouses at Camp Polaris are going to make a tremendous amount of difference for the kids that come to camp here. It rains a lot here, and so we often have kids that are wet and cold, and they'll go swimming and they're cold because the water's cold. And in the past, they've just gotten out and really had nowhere to go to get dry. And now with the new bathhouses, they're going to be able to get out cold, go in, get a shower, get into the steam, and get warm and toasty. So now our kids are going to go home happy and healthy too. So the bathhouses are a tremendous asset. We're going to have more and more kids because of them.
The new facilities will make it easier for the staff to reach the children spiritually because they will be able to focus better when they're warm and comfortable. Camp will be extended during the summer, and this will include the addition of a family camp for the community.
I just want the World Church to know that this is really setting a foundation for more exposure in the community.
Campers and staff at Camp Polaris were blessed by your generous support through prayer, giving, and even with letters from all over the world.
And it was just from the heart of all of you out there in this whole worldwide church, and then those of you that I don't know your language and I couldn't respond, well, thank you so much for your offerings. I don't know how to express how much this all is going to make a change out here for the gospel.
Thank you for supporting 13th Sabbath offering projects like this. As a result, more hearts can be touched by Jesus as we await His soon return.